Hey there! It's your old buddy Dan back from Beach Church with another message. First of all, I want to thank the good people at Beach Church for allowing us to stand on this platform and deliver these words, especially Pastor Jimmy, who does such a great job of leading that body. We just thank all of y'all for all that you do. Well, today we're in the book of Hebrews, chapters 7 through 9. The book of Hebrews was written to Jewish believers who had converted to Christianity early on in the new church. Those new believers were facing a lot of pressure to abandon Jesus' teachings. Reports are that some were persecuted for their faith. It might be instructive. It may not be possible for us to understand the extent of the change Jesus inflicted on the old guard. The blowback was fierce. Although many assume that the Apostle Paul wrote the book of Hebrews, no one is exactly sure who the author is. Evidently, the highly polished Greek is not reminiscent of Paul's other epistles. Some suggest that Apollos or Barnabas wrote it under Paul's tutelage. I think it's safe to say that whoever wrote it understood the Jewish tradition very well. So it's no surprise that we pick up in chapter 7 with a discussion of Melchizedek. Recall that Melchizedek met Abraham fresh off his battle with Chedorlaomer, a battle that God used to put Abraham on the map. Abraham overcame insurmountable odds. He reunited family through his recovery of Lot, and he foreshadowed a future where God's people triumph. And since no priesthood had yet been established, Abraham gave his offering to Melchizedek. In chapter 7, verse 4, we are told, "Just think how great Melchizedek was. Even the patriarch Abraham gave him a tenth of the plunder." The author then reminds us of the Psalm 110 prophecy about Jesus. "You are a priest forever in the order of Melchizedek." And so not only are we encouraged to acknowledge the new covenant that Jesus established, but Jewish believers of the time are reminded of the supremacy of Jesus' priesthood, one that exceeds the limitations of the Levitical priesthood. Unlike the other high priests, we are told, he does not need to offer daily sacrifices. After all, Jesus provided the ultimate sin offering, sacrificing himself for our salvation. Even now, he intercedes for us, not from some copy or shadow of what is to come, but in the true heavenlies at the right hand of the Father. The author takes us back to Jeremiah, where the new covenant was described before any of this took place. "I will put my laws in their minds and inscribe them on their hearts. All will know me," promises the Father, "from the least of them to the greatest." Here we see that the Father is calling the new Jewish believers to set aside the old ways and take up the new wineskins Jesus offers. The author goes on to describe the old temple, where the high priest could only enter the most holy place once per year, the place said to be inhabited by the glory of God, but never without the blood of a sacrifice, which we now know was a foreshadowing of the blood Jesus would shed, because our blood isn't worthy. And no matter how generous it was in that time to sacrifice a calf or a goat to atone for the sins of the people, Jesus has satisfied the requirement once and for all, where the glory of the Father has always resided. Well, that's it for today. I appreciate the time that you guys take to watch these videos.